been a long time coming. They ain't come for my clock, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't come for my clock, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, play. Who don't? Long time coming, black on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying to selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Turn up the sun up from Monday to Sunday. We maxing the limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving a mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation. I'm finessing a visit. First class, my feet up high in the air on business. Yeah.
On business, yeah. On business, yeah. Welcome to 2025. What's happening, man? What's happening? Hey, shout out to Marlon Wayans checking in. Marlon watches the show.
He do. Hey,
shout out to Marlon, man. You got to come on the show, big dog.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's get to it. Welcome to TSR Live. You know, I'm one of your hosts, Tone Capone, and this is where we celebrate culture, of course, debate the norms, and share our opinions on trending topics.
And what's up, roomies? I'm Keke. Okay, I'm your friend checking in with you. And of course, the show is all about you. So we want you to tap in. You're my co-host. Okay, I need you here. And the most important thing, we're live, we're interactive. So jump in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on everything that we're going to break down tonight. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Tell them,
we definitely gonna put you in the conversation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Zach Boog, your other co-host, and know this, man. TSR Live will be the place where you hear from your favorite artists, your favorite reality stars, content creators, and influencers that are shaping the culture. They're gonna be right here on TSR Live. Let's get started.
You gonna tell them, man? Zach, you
Yeah.
ready? Roomies, you ready? Let's go ahead and get to it, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot to talk about today on the show.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it off like this. It's a hot mess at Fox Sports. I know y'all saw it.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Former employee, Noshin Faraji, she's suing executives and personalities at the network. Now, the lawsuit accuses Skip Bayless of offering the former Fox Sports hairstylist $1.5 million for sex.
Crazy work.
The lawsuit also includes Fox Sports journalist Joy Taylor. She's been trending like crazy. And she accused Joy Taylor of sleeping with several prominent executives and personalities to get a prime role on the network. Now, when y'all heard this, what y'all think?
We're going to let the lady go first.
It was the number for me. I mean, Skip. What? Skip. What Shannon say? Skip. Damn, Skip. 1.5. So that is insane. Okay. We can flip that a lot of ways. I got all kind of business plans and investments for you, sir. And I know somebody that'll give you a little coochie on the side. Look, 1.5 million. I could find you somebody. That's insane. So that was the first thing that jumped out to me. And then I hate when I see, skeletons come out of somebody's closet about how they achieved their success. Now, we don't know if this is true. This is all alleged and it's, but sometimes I'll be judging women like, dang, you had to sleep your way to the top. I hate that for you. But then I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna shut up because, ain't nobody tried me. I ain't no telling what I might do.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
Keke would have went for
1 point
for 5,000.
I'm going
like, cool.
And a job.
5,000 and a job.
I'm good.
It's always the girls who ain't getting tried to be like, no, you need to work your way to the top. Listen, I'm gonna just shut up and mind my business. Whatever you did is your business, and you're gonna have to face that one day because the Lord on his way back. But
And see, that's the thing.
The Lord on the
That's
way
what
back.
you realize. That's what you realize
On his way
when you watch shows like this and you hear news like this.
Mhm.
It lets you realize that penis ain't valuable.
Oh yeah, because I
Ain't nobody offered me nothing.
Your whole
So
career.
I could never have sex my way up.
Yep. I feel you.
I can't sex my way up to no position whatsoever. So it's no value out here.
The stuff that you think about. I just saw this because allegedly the hairstylist and Joy was supposed to be friends. Now that's how she knew all of this stuff. This is all alleged. And I just see where's loyalty in 2024, 25? Where's the loyalty at, man? It feels like somebody that got through into a lawsuit. Joy's dirty laundry, alleged dirty laundry, gets thrown in for nothing.
Okay.
And then you got a bunch of people commenting on it like, man, well, yeah, if she would have did it, she would. I didn't, she got that beautiful rack, that peanut butter skin. But I stayed away from her, and she wasn't even checking for you. And the fact of the matter is, if Joy wanted you, you was gonna go.
That's true.
You was gonna go.
Look at the roomies checking in, man. The
Yes.
roomies are going in. Venus said, I offered my husband 2 kids. Pay me.
Pay me. What?
To have kids. Somebody checked in and said, I got $1.50. Can I have a layaway plan? That's crazy.
Y'all, wow.
Y'all are going crazy in here, man.
Man, the money just makes everything nasty work. Now, speaking of nasty work, man, let's go ahead and get to this, man. Let's talk about the crazy weather. Now, we had snowstorms in the Midwest and in the East Coast, plus the fire canes that's been all over social media in California. Now, 2025 has started off with major weather challenges. Of course, we've seen them. Now, here to give us a national update is our favorite dancing weatherman. That's right, Fox weather meteorologist, Nick Kosir. What's happening, my guy?
Hey, what's up, guys? Look.
What's up? What's up? Good to see you. What's up, man?
Good to see you again.
Happy New Year, first of all, my brother.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. Look, it's always good to see you guys. Shout out to the roomies. I love each and every one of y'all. I hate that I've always got to come in and talk about bad weather, but it's always good to see you guys on any occasion. So thanks for having me again.
Well, Nick, ain't nothing to talk about when it's sunny. And 90, you know?
That's when you do your dance moves.
Right.
Now, Nick, I know you've been extremely busy following everything that's going on in Southern California. It's on fire, like literally. And they've coined the new term fire cane. So what do you believe is causing the dangerous fires?
Well, I got to tell you, I don't love the name fire canes. I feel like that's a little bit clickbaity. Certainly, it's a fire storm. And it's the worst windstorm that Los Angeles has seen in some 14 years. So earlier this week, they had 90-mile-per-hour winds. And when you couple that with the fact that they haven't seen rain since October, so everything's really dry, low humidity values, and those really gusty winds, any little spark can start a wildfire. And unfortunately, that's what happens. And I mean, these conditions were ripe. And unfortunately, they came together right over Los Angeles County for the first time in a long time. And it has just been so heartbreaking and so devastating to see stuff like what you're seeing right there. Beautiful homes in these affluent communities burning down. And it's just, I love the science behind weather, but I hate showing images like what we're seeing here. It just pains me to my core. So thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. And be safe out there too.
Absolutely, Nick. Yeah. Absolutely. Now, I do want to ask you this. How much of this is due to climate change?
You know, you could maybe loosely tie in the fires to climate change just because they haven't gotten a lot of rain for months on end. But I think more so, this is just kind of a La Nina pattern that's sort of verifying. You've got a lot of storms on the East Coast, and that in turn sort of leaves a void on the West Coast where there isn't much happening. So that's why it hasn't rained a whole lot in California. And then you get the Santa Ana winds to show up. So you've got low pressure and high pressure turning different ways, and that shoots that northeasterly wind right across that mountain range, and then the wind really picks up once it downslopes off of some of those mountains heading offshore. And so this is more of a La Nina type of weather pattern as opposed to a climate change type of event, in my opinion. But maybe there's 5% climate change wrapped up in the wildfires only. The snow, that's pure La Nina. That's all about the storm pattern and the storm setup.
Absolutely. Shout out to Venus. She's saying prayers to California. She is all in the comments. She want everybody to know in California, prayers up.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, I want to ask now, what is the weather looking like in the Midwest and the East Coast? How's it going into the weekend? What's going on?
Well, I just talked about it a little bit. Shout out to everybody in the Midwest and the East Coast, first of all. Second of all, if you're watching from that area, you know that you already had a snowstorm last weekend and early this week. The snow that's going to be happening, like what you're seeing right there, is going to be falling a little bit further south this time around. So we're talking about the Big D, right? Dallas, Little Rock, and hot Atlanta.
Wow.
So not so hot in the month of January here. And I think the heaviest snow falls somewhere between Oklahoma and northeastern Tennessee. And then there's the potential, and they could see about 6 inches there. There's also a really good potential for ice, unfortunately, right over Atlanta. And y'all know traffic in Atlanta is bad on a good day, right?
Yeah.
So, man, you put down some ice in the ATL and it gets deadly. I seriously urge people to consider staying at home tomorrow and Saturday. Just hunker down, don't go anywhere, because these conditions can be really deadly. And listen, I know it's real easy to want to order DoorDash when it's cold and snowy and icy, but don't put those DoorDashers at risk for your food, right? Just let's just keep everybody safe. I love everybody too much to see folks risking their lives. You know?
I feel you, because if I was door dashing in Atlanta, I'm taking my wings. I'm taking your wings and going home. I've been to pick them up and went home.
Pick them up.
Oh man, shout out to Miss Monica checking in, man. She's all checking in, talking about Oklahoma, no more snow. Now, before just off the snow, Nick, we gotta ask you: it's 2025 dance challenge time. Are we thinking about doing some Jello balls so that swerve on the whoa?
Hey.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Transitioning from the serious weather to something a little more fun now. Yeah, man. Look, I'm always thinking about the next dance challenge. That was right there, what you're showing. My favorite dance challenge in 2024 with that Meg Thee Stallion. Ooh,
you ate that, friend. Yes.
Come on.
Yes, you killed that.
Yeah, look. If I'm gonna do a dance challenge right now, it's gonna be to that new Tweaker by Jello.
Yeah, gotta be.
Or anything by Kendrick. K-Dot is on just putting out bangers. And look, but I wouldn't be mad if both of those two slid into my DMs. So hey, my DMs are open. They're open.
Come on, man. Nick's ready to go turn your song up.
Let's go.
Absolutely. All right, man. Nick, now outside of the weather stuff and the weather stuff, it's the way you connected to hip hop. So your playlist has to be crazy. I just got to know, what's the top 3 songs you're listening to right now?
Top 3 songs. I mean, to be honest with you, it's all kind of stuff that I hear on TikTok. I'm just kind of coming down off the Christmas tip. A lot of Mariah Carey, you know. Actually, weirdly, I was listening to a lot of Kelly Clarkson Christmas recently, but I don't know, man. Right now, since I'm getting older, and the only time I really have a chance to listen to music outside of TikTok is when I'm running at the gym, and I need like EDM music to get me going. So old school Diplo always does the trick for me, and stuff like that. So
okay. All right.
Yeah.
But Nick, like always, man, thanks a lot for joining us. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Hopefully we can talk to you on sunny days.
That's what I'm saying. Next time I wanna hang out and cut up with y'all. So yeah, next time it's chill. You think about me on a sunny day. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
There we go.
Before we go, man, I can swerve around that corner. Whoa, hey.
Yes, Nick.
I love, bro.
I love him.
He's so funny.
Let's get into this though, guys. I got to know what you think. Roomies, you too. Another trending topic that's on TSR this week is Allison Hope claiming her late husband Switch had a drug addiction in a recent People magazine interview. Let's take a look at that.
There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much. And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain.
That's heavy.
I'm going to haunt you.
Oh, okay. We know how you feel. Another story that's going viral is Patti LaBelle. She's been catching a lot of flack for almost the same thing, as an old clip of her speaking on Luther Vandross's sexuality has surfaced in a new Luther documentary. Let's take a look at what Patti had to say.
Did he struggle with the idea of coming out publicly? Was that something that you talked about at all?
We talked about it. It was basically he did not want his mother to be, although she might have known, but he wasn't going to come out and say this to the world. And he had a lot of lady fans, and he told me that he just didn't want to upset the world.
He was known as he was a singer of love songs.
Yeah, but it was hard for him.
Yeah,
it was hard. What a wonderful man.
So I gotta ask you, roomies, what do you think about this? Should you keep family and friends secrets to yourselves after they die, or is it okay to share that like they have?
Because like if I didn't want it out while I was alive, I don't want it out when I'm dead.
That's my,
you know what I'm saying? So
if
you knew that I was, very secretive and private about this matter, you knew I was hiding it. So don't bring that out, especially somebody I love. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we go back to Twitch, the DJ who used to be on the Ellen show and everything. Like for my wife to come out, my former wife, a widow, to come out and tell the world secrets that I kept from the world, that don't sit right with me.
No,
I wouldn't like that at all.
No, Allison, that wasn't a cool move. Y'all hear me say it all the time. Let the dead rest in peace. Let them rest in peace. And you take that, internalize it, go talk to somebody and get past it.
Yeah.
Grief is different for everybody, but talking about things in public was weird for a widow to do about her husband, and who has family, who has friends, and didn't need to know that. And then also the Patti LaBelle with Luther, and I saw that her getting a lot of backlash. For me, I felt like it, was already kind of like a leading question. You know what I mean? And she just kind of just went with it. So in a sense, it was almost like everybody kind of knew, and she was just kind of like giving perspective on it.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
I thought that we knew. Like I didn't find out that Luther was gay from Patti.
Exactly.
It wasn't like it wasn't
okay.
I didn't hear that from Patti. You know what I'm saying? That was already out there.
It was framed in this new documentary that just came out, though. It was framed where you saw a lot of his family and friends speak throughout the documentary, and they asked him about his sexuality, and all of them said that's something we're not comfortable speaking about because he didn't speak about it. And then it cut to the clip of Patti speaking about it. So you are right. That's something that in the world, people have speculated for over his lifetime. But to see somebody with her credibility level confirm it, then they made her act like, oh, she outed him. But like you said, people have been saying that forever. So she didn't just come up with that, but that's how it looked in the documentary.
I see what you're saying.
I just felt like the question was kind of leading, and she kind of just went with it. So
you can't ask older people stuff you don't want the correct answer to. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask no old people or no child. Don't ask a kid something you don't want them to be honest about, and don't ask nobody over 60. They are going to tell you the truth. You ask your grandma, like, Grandma, do I look how I look in it? You look a damn fool. Don't
you
ask.
Look nasty.
Yeah. you ask Patti a
crazy.
question, she gonna tell you the truth. She's 60 plus. She not gonna be lying. So we gonna give Patti some grace, but Allison is wilding, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. I agree. All right, let's get to this, man. Drake is saying no, he didn't. Now, after the news broke that a series of supposed leaked DMs are, alleged him talking about LeBron James and accusing the NBA All-Star of cheating on his wife. Now, this is nasty work. I hated seeing this again. We're talking about loyalty in 2025. And in more Drake news, bets are being made on if he will make a surprise collaboration with Kendrick at the Super Bowl. I was the one that said it. I hope this happens because I want my timestamp. I said it. To me, it's weird that Jay-Z, who preaches nothing but positivity, is gonna give a moment to a diss record on the biggest stage in the world. I feel like they're gonna make up.
Y'all always want to bring Jay-Z in something. Like Jay-Z didn't ask to be in that. Why is Jay-Z being him on the stage, Keke? No, it's never happening. Kendrick and Drake is I would put my little coin down that it's not gonna happen.
It's happening.
It's not gonna happen.
Dinner?
But you can keep dreaming.
You want to bet dinner?
Dinner, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I'll take you to Sharks.
You're just trying to take Keke somewhere and get something to eat. You got to chill.
I don't think this is happening, guys, but I really wish somebody would advise Drake to leave LeBron alone. Leave LeBron alone. I just don't think that's a wise move. I saw the video of LeBron rapping to himself at his birthday party. I know when I start doing stuff like that, ain't no telling what I might do. You know what I'm saying? LeBron probably ain't had a fight in a very long time. Ain't nobody trying LeBron. Drake, please don't be the one. Please.
That's crazy.
Don't fight the Irish.
Hey,
just
man.
leave it alone.
Fighting the Irish.
If anybody knows Drake is watching this, tell him I said, man, please, man, just do a remix on Tweaker. For Jello.
There you go.
Have some fun, brother. Have some fun.
I will say that we really, I think as a culture, we want to see Drake have fun again.
Yes.
I mean, his music has been very dark. is very sad. He's been walking around with this cloud over him. You know what I'm saying? We want you to win, bro. Just forget all that stuff and just have, like, we don't care about your hit list. You know what I mean? 50 Cent was showing this list, everybody he mad at and all that. No, just come out. If we saw Drake on a boat, big pimping style, with a new record that was a party record, we would love it.
Yeah, make a song with Jocelyn Hernandez. Go down to the cabaret, you know, get some of the baddies and make a little record. I think that would be cute. You know what I'm saying? A little anthem. So something that's not going to get you beat up. Leave LeBron alone.
Okay, well, time is ticking, man. TikTok looks like they get beat up as a Chinese-owned video sharing platform used by nearly half the country, including this woman right here.
Oh my God!
It's going to disappear from the U.S. app stores as soon as possibly next week, Keke. So get your TikTok on. Tomorrow, TikTok will actually get a chance to argue its case before the Supreme Court, which is being decided, you know, whether the government can even ban a platform like TikTok. And join us right now to discuss TikTok and social media in general is Isaac Hayes III, the founder of Fanbase. What's up, my guy? What's up? Isaac, what's up, bro?
What's good? What's good? What's up?
What's up, man? What's up, man? We saw you call out the shade room on the post, and look at you right here now.
Uh-oh.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're right here, man. We're glad to have you. Now, before I get into it, and you talked about the migration tool, right? The migration tool on that post, and it seems that like popular TikTokers are starting to get banned or get hacked. Like my daughter has 11.9 million followers. Drewski has all those followers, and they both got hacked. And it seems hard to believe. It seems like it came out of nowhere. What do you got to say about that?
That's pretty interesting. I don't know. I think the volatility on all these social media platforms has people trying to figure out what they're going to do and what the next move is. But hacking, I mean, there's always been security concerns with TikTok. I really don't understand why they're making this pretty much about freedom of speech. I think the only issue that the government had was China's equity in ByteDance, which is TikTok's parent company. And so I thought that was strange that they're making this about freedom of speech when it's really, if the Communist Party of China did not own part of ByteDance, TikTok would still be, available for people to use. So I don't understand why.
I think the reason that they did that is because a lot of people was getting information. So on certain platforms here, like Instagram and Facebook, some of the information was getting starting to get banned, or it would be said as it wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? Before people could watch the videos and stuff, especially a lot of things that had to do with the war. And they were saying a lot of people were getting their message out through TikTok of what was really going on. So I think that's probably where that line got blurred, where you're saying like, oh, it was about security versus freedom of speech.
Well, I think, number one, censorship is not cool. I think everybody should have an opportunity to voice their opinion, what they feel on either side of any issue in this country and going along around the planet. And so it's unfortunate that we are in a time right now where that is being politicized in these platforms for political reasons. And I don't think that's ever healthy, especially for younger people that really lead the charge in ushering the new energy, the new ideas, the real issues that, plague us as a community, as a country, as a world. And so I think that's unfortunate that freedom of speech and censorship is really the forefront of what's going on right now.
Absolutely.
All right, Isaac, you talk a lot about equity and talk about the new change directions of social media and where they're going in the streamings and being able to subscribe to people. And Fanbase is, from because I follow you, what you talked about on Tell the Room is exactly what Fanbase is.
So Fanbase is my contribution to the next version of social media platforms. So think of it as a successor to Instagram and TikTok. And probably X in a way too as well. But there's two major differences. One, we do not shadow ban or suppress content on a platform. However many people follow you, we'll send that content. In fact, we'll send that content to people that follow you, and we will also send that content as recommendations to everybody on the platform. Two, everybody has the ability to monetize from a moment that they sign up. You can have followers on Fanbase for free. You can also have subscribers, and people can subscribe to exclusive content that you create. And I think that's another part about, monetization and the way that people make money. All this content that people are creating, it costs money. It costs money to get a ring light and a camera and do skits and special effects and your time and your energy. And so the fact that you have to jump through so many hoops to get paid in social media platforms is tough. And so I founded the company, and then in 2020 and 2021, I started raising capital. We raised about $10 million in 3 rounds of equity crowdfunding, and now we're raising another 17 million, and I've raised about 4.8 million of that 17 million. And this is the other part that's extremely, extremely important. And I guess it's part 3, that everybody has the ability to actually have equity and own part of the platform. None of us had a chance to own Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or X or Clubhouse, but everybody right now has the opportunity to invest and have equity in Fanbase for not a lot of money. It really, honestly, $399 is the minimum that you can invest to have equity in Fanbase, and that gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. And why that is important, especially from someone that is a person of color and understands youth culture and Black people. Let me tell you this. Black culture is the economic engine of social media and pretty much all entertainment. And so there's this disproportionate relationship that exists between these social media platforms and the people that make them great, the young people that make the dances and the music and the songs and the skits and the slang and all that kind of stuff. And so we need to own these platforms moving forward. And it's a systemic issue that has existed with the Black community for hundreds of years in the United States of America, where we come along and innovate something, but we don't own the infrastructure. So we'll put TVs in the headrests and PlayStations and cars, but we don't own Rolls Royce. We don't own car companies. We don't own, any of those companies. We will innovate music, and we don't own the record labels. We'll innovate social media, and we don't own those platforms. And so Fanbase is what I think is the first of a lot of new social media platforms that are about to come along and be successors to these guys, because they've gotten so big. These platforms are $1.5 trillion companies, and it's time for a new era of social media platforms to exist where we own, we monetize, we entertain, we have fun, we have free speech. We do all these things together.
Yeah, I like that.
Love it.
Now, is there a certain age limit to sign up for Fanbase? Just curious.
Yeah, the minimum age is 13 years old. You have to be 13 years old to get a Fanbase account. We don't allow pornographic content on the platform, but I do want to make sure that people understand that you can monetize. And I keep saying, like, subscriptions are coming. Here's something that's important that I talk about. It's already happened. Whenever something has happened and people don't necessarily catch on, I realize that it's a little early. So when I can hear someone like Kai Cenat making millions of dollars for having subscribers on Twitch, that means anybody could do the same thing. You might not make as much money as Kai Cenat, but you could have monetization and have subscriptions. Even when we talk about things like OnlyFans and Sophie Rain, if Sophie Rain is making, 30, 40, $50 million on OnlyFans and she's not getting naked at all, it's already happened. And what puzzles me so much is that so many of the entertainment community, musicians and creators and comedians, don't understand that their content has value and they should be monetizing that content as well as giving content away for free. So to have this hybrid platform, this freemium platform where you have photos, videos, audio chat, live stories, and short form video like TikTok, where you can migrate your TikTok over to Fanbase up to 2,000 posts right now before anything happens to TikTok. That's extremely important. We're entering the era of what I call the social economy, which is a combination of television, social media, monetization, and just community, right? And younger people are not watching television. They're on their phones. They don't have these big TV screens. They're mobile. And so we really got to understand that if we don't capitalize and take advantage of owning the infrastructure of these platforms and monitoring, we're going to miss out.
So it's good to get on it early. And I just want to check with you on this one. Meta founder Mark Zuckerberg made a major announcement this week, announcing that the social platform will no longer fact check. Do you think that has anything to do with Trump or TikTok?
Absolutely. And the reason why, a couple of reasons why. I've never heard Mark Zuckerberg compare his platform to X. And he actually compared the community notes to X with Elon, which is very, very weird. And they're all been meeting in Mar-a-Lago and all that kind of stuff. And I think secondly, there's $10 billion in ad revenue that's up for grabs if TikTok goes away. There's 170 million people that use that platform. And the fact that Mark Zuckerberg kind of made it about freedom of speech, which is at the forefront of the issue with TikTok, I think he's kind of signaling that we're here for you if TikTok goes away. And I think, all those donations to the inaugural funds, for all the people that donated, Elon and all these platforms, I think that was their contribution to say, hey, look, let TikTok get up out of here. Let us have this business and everything will be cool. And so, I mean, it's unfortunate because, again, this should not be politicized, but this is what we're doing. These companies are getting so big that they're just getting greedy and trying to grab everything, and they don't care about the users that have spent time, people that have built businesses on TikTok, people that make money on TikTok. So it's unfortunate that we're even in this position. But regardless of that, I still keep saying that there's going to be another generation of platforms that come along and allow users to join them. Kids are always going to be on apps that their parents are not on. So I don't care. There's no amount of innovation that Facebook can do to get a 15-year-old to make a Facebook page in 2020. It's not going to happen.
I'm barely on Facebook at this point. Facebook's so draining sometimes.
I have a brother who is a freshman at Morehouse. Shout out to my brother who's a freshman at Morehouse. Shout out Kojo. He is not on Instagram. He's not on Instagram because I'm on Instagram. And his mom is on Facebook. They're not going to be there. And so there will always be another app to come along and fill it up. And so I really built Fanbase for a younger generation of users to assume the role, take it over, use all these cool functionalities we have. We have some functionalities on Fanbase that no app ever has, and even things that I patented, including the TikTok migration or the ability to subscribe to someone using Apple Pay and Google Pay. No app did that before Fanbase. I made that. I had Apple and Google. They actually changed the way that they do their business based off what I did. I'm not talking about a credit card, but using your phone to subscribe to a person as a subscription. I came up with that technology in 2019, and it was extremely important. And it lets you know that we are out here innovating these platforms and doing amazing things. And then by way of social audio, which is something that I feel like people don't really understand the power of it, we have audio chat rooms that are like X Spaces and like Clubhouse, but they're also, you can get tipped in those rooms. You can have exclusive rooms for subscribers, and we can have something called Watch Party. So this video, this live that we're doing right now, we can actually pin this to the top of an audio chat room inside of Fanbase and talk about this interview with an audience full of people that can listen and communicate and chat and watch the video all at the same time. And no app has that. I mean, we innovate a lot of cool things at Fanbase, and that has me, really inspired to continue to push forward, raise this capital, continue to get investors and break the mold.
Absolutely. I love it. Now, before we let you go, TikTok, especially, you said it's $10 million worth of ad revenue up. And I know my daughter makes a ton from brand deals. Talk about the brand deals and how those are going to work with Fanbase.
So we don't actually, here's the thing about that. We don't run advertising. The reason why I don't run advertising on Fanbase is because the news flash that people don't get is all these social media platforms are in competition with you. And I simply state this. Beyonce has 380 million followers on Instagram. That is like 4 times the amount of people that watch the Super Bowl every year. A Super Bowl commercial costs $8 million, right? $8 million for 30 seconds. So if Beyonce could post a piece of content and reach 36 million people, 24 million people, she would never have to work again. And Instagram knows that. So why would they let her reach 1 million people when they're about to charge Target and Walmart and Chick-fil-A and Coca-Cola to reach 1 million people through ads? So for that very reason, they suppress your content, make you run ads through them, and then make you fight the algorithm while they run ads in between the content and tell you to keep posting content to trick the algorithm, which is really real estate for them to run ads in between to make money. So on Fanbase, we don't suppress content. I keep telling people subscriptions, you have a fan base, you have an audience. Please understand that the majority of people that follow you on social media are not fans of you, but that 3 to 5% of people, they will subscribe to your content and you can make money. We have people making thousands of dollars on Fanbase just off getting tipped, just off getting love, which is somebody just tapping a heart on one of your photos or a story or a live or an audio room, and you making money from that. And so I encourage everybody to download Fanbase right now. If you're worried about TikTok, download Fanbase and migrate your TikTok content. And then more importantly, invest, right? Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. One more time, startengine.com/fanbase to invest. The minimum is $399. Get equity in these companies. These companies wind up being worth $200-300 billion, right? And right now, Fanbase is worth about $160 million. But again, imagine if Fanbase goes from $160 million to $1.6 billion to $16 billion to $160 billion, which is still not as valuable as Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. I would probably be number 4th or 5th and still have a $160 billion platform. But the difference is we all own it together. And what gives that platform the value is people using the platform and downloading it, running it up the App Store, making it the #1 app. My phone rings and people say, hey, Isaac, let's invest in Fanbase and continue to build out the quality of the platform, and the functionality.
Oh,
I
love it,
Come
man.
on, let's get us some shares.
Yeah.
You said it's $3.99.
Yeah.
Let's break that down.
I already got it. I already got one.
Let's break that down.
I follow him. I already got a shit. I already got my shit.
You got your
You ain't even got us
I'm
in.
good.
You ain't even tell us.
I follow him, bro. Like I'm like, yo, I'm all about. I was happy to have you on here, brother, and I hope the roomies are following exactly what you said. You are definitely an innovator in this space, so for sure, bro. Thanks a lot, man. We would love to have you back on.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's messed up. You went and got shares without us.
He didn't went over there and took our usernames. Let me find out you on there, Keke, over there on Fanbase, trying to sell wigs and stuff. Yeah.
Go get this wig.
Let me find out.
He taking all your content, throwing it on Fanbase.
Talking about, hey, friends, over there on Fanbase. We're going to have a big problem.
You can buy it back. Hey, shout out to Spectacular for Pretty Ricky watching. What up, boy?
King of the body roll. Hey, Spectacular.
You're not going to be spectacular like that.
What?
First of all, he's an innovative.
He in the tech space.
Yes, he is.
He in the tech space. Yeah.
But he is the king of the body roll. Don't act like y'all weren't trying to do them Pretty Ricky moves in college.
Absolutely.
And we're praying for Slick 'em Lick 'em.
Slick 'em down.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I had both of them. I had Blue Stars and the other. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Can we keep the show going?
All right, let's do it.
There,
I'm excited, man. What up, Spec? All right, now listen to this. Comedian Kev on stage and some of his friends are reminding us of the things you couldn't say back in the day.
Kev on stage, what was something you could not say growing up in a black household?
Couldn't say huh or what. Couldn't say the right answer, because that's talking back. So if you're right, you're wrong, because you're a kid. Shut up.
In the middle of the night, after I already ate dinner, or if I hadn't eaten dinner, saying I'm hungry. You can't say you hungry, because then they're going to be like, you already ate. Another thing I couldn't say, honestly, is if we went to the store, I couldn't ask for nothing. You don't ask for nothing, don't touch nothing, you ain't getting nothing. You ask for McDonald's, you got McDonald's money, you just can't ask. You don't ask for things. They're supposed to just magically appear.
Oh man, wasn't no way you were saying the word lie. You had to say telling a story or fibbing, but lie was like a cuss word.
Lie? You cannot say lie. My big mama used to tell me all the time, I'd be like, he lying. She'd be like, boy, don't you say no lie. It's a story. You told a story. So long time ago, I should have known I was going to be a storyteller, not a liar. Anyway, next thing is shut up, and you couldn't say stupid. I remember that. And you couldn't say the N-word. And like my dad, I ain't even going to say it right now. That's how much respect I got for it. I'll say it off camera, though.
We couldn't say what. Like if your mama called your name, like Justin, you couldn't say what. You couldn't say that. That was a cuss word. Don't say what to me. And we couldn't say huh. Because they'd be like, if you can huh, you can hear. If they say something to you, like you say huh, couldn't say that. If you can huh, you can hear.
Those are all completely right. And one of them is you could never ask your mom or your dad or anybody older than you where you going.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, that'll get you.
Couldn't ask where you going. Couldn't ask why.
And you definitely could not, whatever your mama asked you to get out that purse, you could not go in the purse and get it. You know you had to bring her that whole purse.
Absolutely.
And then take it all the way back to where it was.
My boyfriend like that to this day.
You cannot.
I'd be like, can you just go in there? I'm going with the purses.
No, you can't.
That's crazy.
That's trauma. That's why we all need therapy.
Yes.
Because of the things that we couldn't do growing up black.
Yeah. And the kids, do they lack respect and for their elders? I think, well, respect, but do they move different? Yeah, because all my kids, I was like, yo, call their name, what?
Yeah,
I don't even.
You get so tired of checking it, you just let it. I just let it slide now.
See, and that's the problem. See, we say the kids lack respect. No, the parents lack the
discipline,
patience and discipline to keep it going.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because we get tired of saying it over and over. But our parents didn't care. They gonna tell you every time when you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for millennial parents. I feel like they've been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? We done survived all kind of stuff, baby. I don't want to name it, but we done been through a lot. So when it come to arguing with your kid or like disciplining your kid, a lot of y'all just be like, I don't feel like it. I do whatever you want to do. No, you got to stay on your kids. Because they get out of control.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. All right, man, let's jump into some TSR politics. It's been a busy week in Washington, D.C. as Vice President Kamala certified votes for President-elect Donald Trump, of course. Now, joining us now to discuss what happened on the Hill in D.C. this week is Illinois Congress member Lauren Underwood.
Hey,
how you doing?
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. No problem. We love having you here. Now we got to ask this year, it marked the 4-year anniversary of January 6th riots with Trump coming into office. Now, how does that make you feel?
It was stressful. I was nervous on Monday morning heading into work. We had a big snowstorm. And so it felt like that January 6th day. That January 6th, it was COVID. There weren't a lot of people in the office, a lot of people outside, but not a lot of people in the office. And so it felt very familiar in that way. But the actual certification was so different. It was so perfunctory and ceremonial. It was almost boring. It was that's how this is supposed
what was
to
that
be.
word again?
What perfunctory mean? I'm sorry. I got a Gary public school.
Okay. It was by the book.
For the roomies, I had to do it. I was like,
it just was. It took 35 minutes. We were all there. We were attentive. People might have expected some drama, but you know who was the queen? Was Vice President Kamala Harris. And that stoicism, her professionalism, the way that she just kept it so, she's so classy. And, but we took time to make sure that she knew that we supported her and appreciated the sacrifices that she made on that campaign trail for all of us.
Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you this. 92% of Black women voted for Harris, and many of those women are saying that they're going to sit out for the next 4 years. What's your response to that?
Ladies, we need you. We need everybody. Guys, we need you to be raising your voices and make sure that you are weighing in when you hear about an issue that you don't agree with, that you know will impact your life. Trump and these extremists are counting on you being distracted, being busy, and deciding that you don't care anymore. That's what they're counting on. But these guys are rolling out an agenda that really could harm our families, harm our communities, and we can't just let it happen. Last time we were organized, we were activated, we were ready to march. And I just feel like the energy is a little bit different this time. Maybe it hurts differently. Maybe the pain's different. Maybe, people just have become
tired. I think, I think a lot of people or a lot of women maybe felt like, we've done our part, but it seems like everybody else just leave us out to dry. Nobody is advocating for us or helping us. So I feel like a lot of women are just tired.
But you know what? With that fatigue, we can rest. But then something's going to happen that's going to make you angry. And for me, it was my congressman voting to take away my health care, right? Voting to repeal the Affordable Care Act. And I got so mad. I got on the ballot and I beat him. And I became the youngest Black woman elected to Congress. I say that to just remind people that we have power. Our voices are so powerful. We can create change, and we can create lasting change. And don't listen to the people that say your voice doesn't matter, your vote doesn't count, just hustle and make money and take care of yourself, right? Like, yes, go hustle and make money, take care of your family, whatever. But, we have the ability to do more than that. And it's time well spent.
There it is. I want to talk to you about this. With Congress member Hakeem Jeffries being the minority speaker of the House, how do House Democrats plan to move an agenda against a Republican-led Congress, Supreme Court, and president?
Okay, so here's the deal. Leader Jeffries, he is our general, right? He's calling the plays. He's our coach. And the thing that makes us so powerful as House Democrats is that we're united. We share values and we know who we work for. We work for you. We work for the American people, because the values that unite us don't just represent Democratic Party values. They represent values of the American people. And so when we stand up and stand firm, we're able to block what the Republicans want to accomplish, because they're divided. They don't like each other. They spend so much time bickering and fighting. They try to wait and let Donald Trump be their referee, and then they can't even get their own bills across the finish line. And so when they fall short, inevitably, they call Hakeem, and then we negotiate. And then that's how we get the big Democratic wins across the finish line, so that then we can help make sure that we're protecting Social Security and Medicare. We can make sure that folks have the health care that they need. We can make sure that you can drink clean water. We can make sure that you can get a child tax credit. Like all those different things are what we are fighting for. And we'll be able to secure those victories through those negotiations because of their chaos, extremism, and infighting.
Yeah.
Now, you've been a huge advocate for Black maternal health, and your bill to lower healthcare costs has been very successful with Obamacare enrollment. So congratulations on that. Are you concerned, though, that with the Trump leadership, will that negatively impact your work?
Okay, so let's take these things separately because you just said a lot there, Keke, and I want to make sure people understand. So
break it down
when we talk about Obamacare enrollment, so y'all watch TV maybe, and you probably seen these ads online talking about sign up at healthcare.gov if you need healthcare, right? And 4 out of 5 people can get a plan for $10 or less a month. Well, guess what? 24 million people just signed up for healthcare this year. And if you know that you need healthcare, because everybody needs it, and you're like, I want a plan for $10 or less, visit healthcare.gov before the 15th. And you still have time to sign up for healthcare coverage this year. So that's number one. Okay, healthcare.gov by January 15th. Second thing, we have a maternal health crisis in this country. Black moms are more likely to die of pregnancy-related complications than anybody else in this country. And it's been going on for decades. And I think that that's awful. I mean, in 2025, having a baby should be a time of joy and celebration, not fear and anxiety. And it shouldn't be just one type of mom is more likely to die. What are we talking about? One of my good friends died several years ago. Her name was Shalon Irving. It was devastating. And I remember going to the funeral, and the director of the CDC, so the person who runs public health for our whole country, stood up and gave a speech at the funeral. And she was like, I don't know how this could happen. I was like, we know exactly how this happens because it happens every day, far too often in our community, the Black community. So when I got elected, I knew this was an issue that I wanted to work on. And we wrote a bill. It's called the Momnibus, and it's designed to end preventable maternal death in this country and save moms' lives. And guess what? This is a bipartisan effort. You know why? Because it's not just a democratic value that moms should be able to live after giving a baby. That's an American value, right? We value our moms, we value our families, we celebrate new arrivals, bundles of joy. All this is part of our culture. And so we have to approach these issues as advocates, as activists, recognizing that it is an American value. And so don't let them hit you with partisanship. Don't make it like, oh, you're Black, so it must be a democratic thing. No, this is about the American people, the health and well-being of our community, and we all should care. And that's how we are able to fight for these gains.
I love it. I love it. Now, we can get to have a little fun before we let you go.
Okay.
Now, you and Keke have something in common. You're both huge Beyonce fans, so she is going to judge you. She's going to judge you. What is your favorite song by Beyonce and album?
Okay, so my favorite Beyonce song is Get Me Bodied. There's just something that comes, I mean, this is a throwback, I know. But it just comes over my body when I hear that beat start, and it's the best. My favorite album's Renaissance. This is a picture of me and my sister at the White House Christmas ball in my Renaissance silver outfit after the film came out last year.
Yes. It's
and, I'm waiting this announcement this weekend. I mean, Keke, what do you think it is?
You know, I'm assuming it might be a rock album, and I'm not mad if it is. I'm not mad because the girl, he's been tearing up all the genres, but you just never know with Beyonce. You know, somebody I was talking to earlier said she might drop a nail polish line. You know, you just never know. You can't figure her out.
I think it might be a tour or a residency. Okay. And, you know, I've been saving my money. I'll go to Vegas. I'll go wherever.
She should do the Spear in Vegas.
Yes.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
If she does a residency, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Usher, but and I love that Usher show, but this is like next level because it's Beyonce.
Yeah, but why is Beyonce working so hard? She is working like
because she loves it. She loves it and she loves her fans.
She is working hard. Just did the big game on Christmas.
Yes,
did that. You know, that was a whole production. I thought that was amazing, and you know that took time to prepare for. Just came off the tour. You know what I'm saying? Like Beyonce got another announcement. She is working, and I can't get y'all to do nothing. You know what?
What?
She's rich.
Beyonce
is rich and working hard like she broke.
Yes.
And these heifers walking around.
Oh my God. Heifers is crazy.
You can't get them to do nothing.
He can't never act right.
She stay working. I'm gonna be like, work like all the women be like, you need to pay my bills. I'm like, work like your queen.
Yeah, you right. You not
work
wrong.
like your queen.
You're not wrong when he right.
You're
not wrong when he right.
You're not wrong, friend.
She stay working.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much for stopping by the show.
And thanks for all the amazing work you do too. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Now let's get into this. A Virginia church is going viral after the pastor was recorded making a young lady apologize to the congregation for being pregnant. Have y'all seen this yet?
No,
Let's take a look.
Let's look.
Praise the Lord, saints.
Stand right in front of the congregation. Yeah, right in front of you. Don't touch that table.
I want to apologize to everybody in here because I am pregnant. I'm sorry, y'all. And I just hope that y'all all forgive me and will pray for me.
The church praying for you. We ain't gonna condone your sin now. We ain't gonna do that. Ain't no baby showers going on. That's what you lose out at. When you have a baby out of wedlock, ain't no baby showers. And nobody at this church about to attend one. Mama shouldn't have one neither. You gotta take care of your granddaughter. You can't condone sin.
Oh, what? I don't even go to his church, and I'm about to cancel the baby shower I was going to.
Nah, he just made me so mad.
You're a PK.
I'm a preacher's kid, and that is how am I gonna apologize to a room full of sinners about sin?
Come on.
I just don't get it. Everybody in there has sin. What does it say in the Bible? And I might be paraphrasing this wrong, but
Lord.
he without sin throw the first stone. Okay,
y'all love that one.
I look because
you gotta get that word, Keke. Gotta get that word.
I'm just saying, all of these people probably have indulged in premarital sex. That's how you end up having a baby. So just because you didn't have a baby, does that make it less of a sin? What about the people who got pregnant and then they decided not to have the child? You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit here and have a young lady. That must be her granddaddy or something. Because if that was my child, I'm cussing the pastor out. Everybody getting cussed out. Because y'all, why would my child need to, like I said, apologize to sinners?
I mean, when you look at it, my issue is just that you should be apologizing for anything you want to apologize or sin to God, not a room full of people. But we can bring in somebody who knows a lot more on this topic.
Man,
Let's bring in a special roommate to discuss the story. Roomies, welcome Grammy-winning producer and pastor Shep Crawford. Pastor Crawford, you here?
Hey, what's good? I am here.
Hey.
I am listening.
You stunting on us, Pastor Crawford.
Look at those
awards, man.
Man.
Put some gold records out there.
Tell them,
In
Pastor.
today's time, the office and studio got to be one place.
I know that's right. Now, where are you checking in from? And let us know your church name.
Checking in from Los Angeles. The name of my church is the Experience Christian Ministries in South Central Los Angeles. I pastor with my wife, Dr. Shalonda Crawford.
All right, now, Pastor. And I just want to mention that, you have been doing great things in your community. You even eulogized Nipsey Hussle's funeral, and, Grammy Award-winning producer. You've worked with Kelly Price and Tamia. Like, your track record runs long, but can you help us out with this topic in this debate? What are your thoughts about this video?
Yeah, my man was on point. And yeah, you did paraphrase it right. It's John 8, if you want to know where it is. You was preaching. But listen, this is an effect of white supremacy. The church being birthed, the black church in America being birthed out of white supremacy. I want you to know that Christianity took roots in Africa way before the West. But white supremacy shamed us. Gave us scriptures and twisted it and made us feel like if you do anything wrong, God is going to get you. And from that, today, as you can still see, people are using this type of shaming. And my man said it right. We all sin. Not we all sinned. We all sin. You know, 1 John 1:8 says, anybody who says they're not sinning is deceiving themselves and calling Jesus a liar. So at the end of the day, I think that we have to learn how to really, really go back to what Jesus would have done. He never would have made baby girl do that. He would have hugged baby girl. He would have said, listen, we're going to give you a baby shower. All is well. There's no sin in being pregnant. There's no sin in being pregnant. And in fact, I believe a lot of the church could be responsible for abortions, because I know a lot of people when I came up in the 80s who had abortions because they didn't want the church to find out that they were pregnant. So we got some work to do. We got some work to do as the church to reverse what we've been taught, the wrongness that's been taught, and just really, really apply Jesus Christ.
Yeah, when you see videos like this go viral, Pastor, it kind of is a test to why young people turn away from church. What would you say to any young person who's watching that and now intimidated to even step in the house of God?
I would say that is not a representation of the general Black church. You know, most of the Black church have progressed, and we are loving no matter who comes in, you know, and no matter what they're doing. You know, I tell people from the pulpit, you know, I cuss. I'm trying not to. That's what I do. That's one of my things.
What's your favorite word,
Pastor? My wife.
What you doing?
Pastor, what's your favorite
Let's put up.
What you think?
What's your favorite word, Pastor?
I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
I'll tell you offline. I ain't gonna give you no hints though.
Hey.
I ain't gonna give you no hints. I'll tell you offline.
Give you no hint, Pastor. I want to get a finger.
I want to see you going to hell. Pastor, I want to see you do it in the service. I told the devil. Yeah.
Oh, don't you do that. Don't you do that, Pastor.
I don't condone it. You know, I'm saying that we all got our struggles. You know what I mean? And you know, the thing about it, baby girl had sex unmarried. You know what I mean? When I met my wife, I was a preacher. I knew that we were going to have sex before we got married. You know, that is what most people do. It's not right. But we know that we're in this flesh. As long as we're in this flesh, we're going to sin, man. And the Bible says in Galatians 6:1 that if somebody falls, restore them gently. That wasn't gentle. This woman cannot be excited about her baby. What's going to happen? Like her stomach is going to remind her of sin. That's not the way of the church. So I tell all the young people, get to a church that is preaching the grace of Jesus Christ and the freedom that we have in Jesus Christ.
That's good stuff.
Pastor, how do you feel about the statement, the flesh is weak? My brother right here, told Capone, he uses that statement all the time. Can you talk to Pastor about the flesh being weak?
Pastor, I say this because, again, people judge. And when you are in certain situations and we're men, we're women, you're in certain situations, sometimes you make a bad decision because the flesh is weak.
Yes, sir.
Am I wrong for saying that, Pastor?
Yes, sir. That's why we try to use our spirit man to make the right decision, because we're whack without that. Look at David. God says David is a man after my own heart. That's the only person he says that about. David slept with a chick, had her dude killed. But this is a man after God's own heart. But what did he do? He was sorrowful about it. You know what I mean? He had the right heart. He was trying to do the right thing. And as people who believe in God and Christians, our job is to try our best to do the right thing. But if we do, or when we do the wrong thing, we have to know that we're forgiven. And that forgiveness and love of Jesus Christ's death, that he died for our sins. Since he died for us, we'll live for him.
Roomies, did you see that? So y'all go have some sex.
No. See,
Don't do that to me, man.
This is literal with them. They
don't condone it. We don't condone it.
Okay, sorry, Roomies. I was trying to get us a hall pass.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right. Now, Pastor, before we let you go, we got to ask, you have wrote some hit records. Deborah Cox, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. To Me, A Stranger in My House.
Come on.
Luther Vandross, I'd Rather.
I know it.
Cisco's Incomplete.
Come on.
Oh my God. And if you could
Damn, that was my song. I'm sorry.
Go ahead and bust the bar of Incomplete, dude. Go ahead and bust the bar.
Without you, girl.
Come on.
Without you, girl.
Ooh,
come on.
My life. Without you, girl.
Come on.
My life is incomplete.
Yes, sir.
Without you, girl, my life is incomplete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on.
That's my dog.
Man, you wrote that, Pastor.
He did. He did.
With my man, Montel Jordan.
He Montel Jordan.
Montel Jordan watching.
He watching. What's up?
Yes,
What's
that's
happening,
my dude.
Montel?
That's my dude. Most of my number ones was written. He's the one that put me on. So shout out to Montel Jordan.
Oh my God. Did not know.
Did not know that. That's so cool.
Did not know. Wow.
Come on, man. Like nobody's supposed to be here.
That's
you
wrote.
wrote.
And that was written for Patti LaBelle. That wasn't written for Deborah Cox.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. If you listen, this lovely black butter, like all of. If you listen to it again, you'll hear Patti on it. But Patti turned it down. God meant for it to go. God meant for it to go on Deborah, and it became my first number one. 14 weeks in a row, the first record to ever be 14 weeks in a row. And so, God's plan, man, God's plan. It was written for Patti, but it went on Deborah Cox.
Oh my God. I just imagine what the studio looked like when Deborah hit that no. When she came up, I know y'all lost it.
We went off. I did play a joke on it when she came out of the booth. I act like we didn't get the take. So I told my engineer, I was like, what do you mean we didn't get it?
I know
just walked back into the booth, but it was all good.
But if you could write one love song for any artist today, who would you choose?
Ooh, maybe her.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah, maybe her.
Yeah. Pastor no real talent.
I like Muna Long as well too. I like her voice.
Oh yeah, Money Long.
Money Long.
Yes. But I would say her.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he got an ear for real.
I like that. Now, before we let you out of here, now, if you could only listen to one genre, Pastor, between R&B and gospel, and I mean for the rest of your life, which one are you choose? Now, you know that word, Pastor. Oh, no. You got a church to run, baby. But
hey, let me tell you something. My church know R&B before they know Amazing Grace. So let me tell you, if I bust an R&B song, they gonna get with it. But let me tell you, I know this is weird coming from a pastor, but if I had to choose, it would be R&B music. I can't imagine life without 90s music. Like, I can't imagine not listening to that. But in 90s music, back in the day, they used to record a gospel song on the end of it. So I would just do a playlist of all the end songs of every album and still have my gospel joints with it. You know what I mean? I love gospel music, but I'm an R&B head all day.
Absolutely. Pastor, thank you, man. You be blessed. Thanks a lot for joining us and having a lot of fun with us, for sure.
Yes, for having me, man. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm going to his church.
Yeah.
I'm going to his church.
Yeah, his church is fire.
Them records he wrote is just crazy to me. I'm still mind blown off those records because those are
timeless.
Timeless.
Yeah, timeless records for sure.
All right, let's get into this, man. Content creator Chris Q. Perry is suggesting that men make women toxic. Take a look at this.
She's toxic, right? But was she toxic before you lied to her about another woman? Was she toxic before you took advantage of the trust she had for you? Was she toxic before she kept forgiving you for hurting her over and over again? She wasn't toxic. You drained the life out of that woman. You hurt her, you lied to her, and you continued to make her question her worth. Then you expect her to be the same person she was in the beginning. And now you call her crazy for reacting to the pain that you caused.
Period. Yes, King.
No.
Yes, and I've been saying this. I've been arguing with them on every platform we sit across from each other on. That is the absolute truth. 100% facts. Y'all do stuff to us, and when we react, y'all try to say we toxic. We are reactors. You are men, you are leaders, y'all set the tone. We react to the tone that y'all set. So when we get toxic, 9 times out of 10 is because y'all made us that way.
Let Tone say this.
Yes, please.
That's absolutely right. He is right.
Thank you.
He is. I can't. He is.
What? That pastor done did something to
he
you.
Is. He's absolutely right. It's a Jay-Z verse, man. Once a good girl's gone bad, she bad forever.
Yep.
And like, man, even that I was just messing with them girls, but I was gonna be right back.
Come on.
Those are all lies. It's true.
Yeah.
You drag your girl.
What is going on, man?
It's over, bro. That's real. That's just real talk.
That's real talk, Tom. When you break a mirror or you drop a plate or a glass, it's broke. You could pick up every piece And when you try to put it back together, it'll never be the same.
Woo, what you doing?
Never be the same.
Woo.
That man, that young man, that little fat man, he was telling the truth.
Let me tell you something.
She said, little fat man.
Can I talk now?
Come on,
can I talk now?
If you want to argue with the truth,
please,
come on.
Because first of all, I'm so sick of these podcasters who pander to women.
He's not pandering.
First of all, anybody who has the little beat that he had behind him and his eyebrows arched, I don't trust you. Okay, you got your eyebrows arched, you got your thing up, and you got the little music. Were you the man who did that? Let me tell you something about life. Okay, life in general is not fair. Every action is of a reaction.
Yes,
okay,
facts.
Every reaction comes from something.
Yeah,
and let's talk facts. Do you know how many countless men had their heart broke by women and then they became savages? Okay, but it ain't no podcast talking about that. Do you know how many men who were raised in broken homes by fatherless homes where they weren't even taught how to respect the woman or anything like that, where they saw disrespect and then they became that? All I'm saying is everybody is responsible for their own actions. If you are toxic because you toxic,
no,
it ain't got nothing. Why everything got to be somebody else?
Let me tell you what Zach sound like. Let me tell you what Zach sound like. Zach sound like the dude who get caught up. And you be like, why would you hurt me like that? And he be like, I don't know. I just really miss my grandma. And I miss Whitney Houston. I can't believe Whitney died. Like, that's what that sound like. You know, I grew up in a broken home. Okay, you don't have to take your trauma and place it on everybody else. Heal before you get in a relationship with somebody and love people correctly.
Okay,
and
so
when you
then
go
when I
into
bring
something and love them correctly, you will get that love back.
Okay,
I would Keke now. Go on, Keke.
Thank you.
But then when we come in and I have a problem with something in the relationship.
Yes.
And so many men have dealt with this issue where they bring up issue to a woman and she's never heard any critique from a man in her life.
Facts.
Okay, so now everything that you do, you're controlling her. You're being this, you're being that, and it's all these little names that come and they to make you to belittle men and act like they have no say so. But that's really from her own trauma.
Okay,
everybody has trauma. Is my point. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm not saying that men.
Stay over there.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the things that men do don't cause a reaction.
Exactly.
They actually do.
Yes,
but
they do.
Everybody has a reaction.
Yes, everybody has a reaction.
Everybody has a reaction. Everybody is a sum of their experiences.
Absolutely.
So why is it just women are the only people who get this excuse for toxic behavior? Men have to suffer the consequences of their toxic behavior.
You do? Or you just go and cheat around and make women toxic. That's the whole point of the conversation.
No.
You put your
you heard the dude.
You just came
with the
up
music
with
and the eyebrows.
You just came up with 7 different excuses about why you got trauma and why you are the way you are.
He came up with 20. He came up with 20 excuses.
No, he didn't.
Those were all excuses of why she's toxic.
Yeah,
he did this. He came up with
you
that.
made her that way, and you brought up men being in a relationship and they can't speak about what they're not happy about and this and that. If you're not happy with something and you tell your partner and they're not changing, you have the option to leave before you go and cheat. That is the problem. If you're unhappy, leave. Okay, stop hurting people and then getting mad when you get hurt back.
That's why I go mess with a nasty 6 and come back. But anyway,
we do whatever you got to do.
We go. Bring in a little bit of some comments, man. Everybody Zach is going crazy. I was jumping both sides, Venus. Absolutely. Shout out to the chat, man. It is going crazy. Miss Monica is saying, preach, Keke, preach.
Period.
Now, speaking of preaching, let's get to this story here. This story is something, it bothered me because Fat Joe really, I like Fat Joe. I do, and I think people make mistakes. But, you know, Fat Joe continues to trend about the controversial comments he made about the black culture. Just take a look at this, guys, and tell me how you feel, especially rumors if you haven't checked it out.
These rumors were made by radical black racists. Let's just say that. Okay? It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them.
Right.
Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say a name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean,
the FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the these broke is. I'm just keeping it a buck. And their shit is to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this who run them? Like, you know, your leader? Yo, man, you got to be kidding me, man? And so they trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling a whole nother story.
All right, before everybody, I know y'all loaded up, want to say something. Before we do this, many believe that he was taking shots at Lord Jamar Brand Nubian. Now, he responded to the comments. Take a look at this.
So when somebody who has benefited from the foundational Black American community, as far as your whole lifestyle comes from us, like you're famous because we gave you the thumbs up. I've said this before, Black people decide who sits at the cool table. And if we didn't want Fat Joe to sit at the cool table back then, he wouldn't have sat there. It wouldn't have mattered how much money you got and all of that. We decide. But since you came in with some people that we loved and respect, shout out to Lord Finesse, Showbiz, Diamond D, rest in peace, Big L, OC. These are people that gave you the cosign, so we was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? But, you know, they say get a person mad and you'll see how they really feel about you.
That's absolutely true. Now, I want to ask, did Joe have a point? Should other coaches be able to discuss Black issues or use the N-word? I'll go last. What do you think, Keke?
I mean, I feel like you can discuss whatever culture you want to discuss. For me personally, I prefer my non-Black friends to not use the N-word. You know, no matter where you grew up, what your experiences were, what your background is, how many rap songs you know, who you've been around, I don't care. And I would prefer that you don't put me in a situation where I have to tell you not to use the N-word as well. So that's just my hot take on it. But you could discuss whatever cultures you want to discuss. And everybody comes from diverse backgrounds, you know, and have different things that they've gone through in life to grow up. But if you're not Black, to me, it's just like a word that you don't need in your vocabulary. And I don't feel like we in 2025, like why we got to keep explaining that? It's a simple, just don't say it. I don't, you know, there's derogatory terms in other cultures that I just don't use. You know what I'm saying? I just don't wake up and have the desire to use them. They're not in my vocabulary because I would prefer to make my friends comfortable. I don't want to make them uncomfortable. And I feel like anybody who is non-Black, you using that words around your Black friends, I feel like you're putting them in an uncomfortable position to correct you if they're not okay with this. So,
you know what?
All right.
You know what? Let's play a little reverse psychology on these people. Say it.
Right.
You want to say it, anybody. You want to say it, say it. You got the green light. Everybody can say it. And just see who say it.
They saying it already, but
no, up publicly. Let it out. Let it fly. Mm-hmm. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? I want to know how you really feel. You know what I'm saying? What's your infatuation with that word? You know what I'm saying? I truly do not like when other cultures use the N-word. And I understand that we have made it cool and it's in rap songs and different things. You know how you were talking about other slang and stuff. Mm-hmm. That other slang isn't maybe not be as popular as the N-word. I understand that. Mm-hmm. But still, omit it. It's not that hard.
It's
just
really
omit
not.
it. It's not that hard. We didn't say you couldn't listen to the song. We said you couldn't buy the concert ticket. We said you couldn't wear the clothes and be a part of the culture. We just said omit the word, please. Yeah. That's all we asked. Yeah. And as far as especially now, here's my thing about people discussing Black culture, especially if you benefit from Black culture. If you benefit from Black culture and you discuss Black culture, you can't have a conversation or let me hear you say anything unless you contribute to the betterment of Black culture.
Absolutely.
And only reason you can discuss it if you contribute to that thing that you're discussing to make it better. That's the only way I think that you should be able to talk about it.
Yeah, and to add to it, Bad Joe, friend of the show, I don't have a problem discussing Black culture. I mean, he made his money in Black culture, but he's also Latin. He's also Latin. And I get it. The N-word and being able, you say it in your songs, people gave you the pass. But when you use it in a derogatory way about other members of our culture and you're not from our culture, that's where it get a little tricky. Especially, it's not in a song. It's not like you trying to make a punchline and this is you being strictly disrespectful to a member of the culture who really is just, he's speaking his piece the same way you speaking his piece. You know, your piece. Black racist. I hate when people say Black racist because, I mean, we don't have enough power to be racist, my brother. I just think this is one of those things where Fat Joe got a little comfortable and he just popped off. It just don't do it like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just don't do it like that. You cool, and you should respect Black culture. Every time I hear when people disrespect Black culture, bro, when you make money off of Black culture, you more popular in Black culture than in your own culture, partner. You got popping because of what you was doing in our culture, with our craft that we created out the mud.
So I want you to look at these comments. Somebody said, I know Joe, my family grew up in the same building as him. He always said the N-word. I don't use it, nor have anyone saying it to me either.
And I get it. I get it. He's been using it, Zach. Everybody in music, to his partners. I get it.
Let me ask you this,
in a derogatory way, when you making, it's just not cool. Like to call him Lord Jamar, like man, they broke niggas and they Black racists and they don't, like, bro, you not Black. Because I would never talk about somebody from the Latin community. I got plenty of Latin homies, and I wouldn't be like, man, them broke blah blah blahs. That's corny. Especially, let's say I'm a for some reason I cross over. I'm a reggaeton artist. I'm making money off of being in that, and then I get so comfortable.
You do kind of like Pitbull.
Come on.
I hate that. Okay, shout out Pitbull. But I'm saying, like, but for me to get comfortable, in another person's culture, and then I use something derogatory in that culture, that's just a misstep. It's super comfortable, and I just think Joe should, walk it back. You don't really got to say nothing. Just don't do it no more. It's not cool.
Yep, I agree with you. And whatever they beefing about though, it just seemed real old.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know now one name he said Jamal and Howard and Steve and Doug. We was beefing. I don't know, Larry. I don't know. So whatever y'all whatever y'all beefing about, Joe, it's about time to let it go anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
that's old dude.
Yeah, just go ahead and move on. Y'all talking about Howard and Huey, and I don't.
I just be wanting us to get. I just want just come on, G. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
let's do better.
He tweaked.
But let's talk about two queens doing big things. Issa Rae and Keke Palmer are stepping into the shade room on Monday with our girl Tim B. Let's take a look at what's coming up.
We see in the movie that Drew and Alyssa ride for each other no matter what.
Period.
So what's the craziest thing that you guys have done for your bestie or with your bestie to hold him down in a tight spot?
Oh my gosh. One time we rolled up on him and his mama. That was crazy.
His mama?
I had to let, yeah.
Well,
now, mind you, we were very young. I got to preface it with that. I mean, this is when I was like 19. And, the mama was coming at my friend, and my friend was like, we got to roll up. So we ran into Malibu, and that's where they was living at.
And what happened?
Gated community. It was just drama, and I was just like, yeah. And we back there, she's like, you keep trying to take me from your son. It was just so dramatic.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in those
days with one of them days.
Yep.
Yeah. What about you, Issa?
I don't know if I want to say it on camera. I'm debating that right now because I don't know if the guy knows. But basically, pretended to be a doctor for my girl because we found out her man was cheating.
Pretend to be a doctor is amazing.
And
I love breaking
him
HIPAA laws.
And told him. But I didn't sign the contract. I don't have a nose.
It's like that one guy, that meme with that fake doctor guy who
yes, that was me very
you.
much so. Just my voice though. And pretty much,
And what'd you do when you were a pretend doctor? Like
just might have diagnosed him with something for cheating, and
I know
he had his
right.
results, and that's it.
I love this kind of food.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Wait to watch. Be sure to check it out. Stepping into the shade room with Issa Rae and Keke Palmer dropping Monday, January 13th.
I love both of them ladies.
Yeah.
I love
yeah,
Keke
absolutely.
and Issa Rae. I love both of them.
One of them days is that, you think that's gonna be a classic?
I do think it's gonna be a classic. I can't wait to watch. SZA is in it as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, three queens. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't wait.
All right, man. Don't forget, man, one of them days, starring Keke Palmer and SZA will be in theaters January 17th. Support Black movies. You feel me? Now, speaking of being Black, man, last but not least, happy Founders Day to the men of Phi Beta Sigma Incorporated, who are celebrating 111 years of service. Shout out to the sisters, the Zetas as well. Shout out to my fraternity brothers, the J5. It was ours, men of Kappa Alpha Psi. And then on the way, January 15th is the AKAs.
Okay, shout out.
A lot of founders coming up.
I mean, yours, we supposed to speak on the ones that was today and coming up, and you had to bring up the past.
It's the 8th. What's today, the 8th?
No, it's the 9th. It's
No,
over.
we 4
It's
days
over.
away.
It's over. It's over.
All right.
He about to do his shoulder thing.
I know, man.
But you know what, roomies? Thank y'all so much for joining the show and being all up in the comments. We love that. And we'll be back next week right here with more Shade Room headlines, debates, and of course, trending topics.
And if you got a tip or a scoop, make sure you hit us up.
Absolutely. We want to hear it. Until then, man, remember to represent the culture with excellence. Woo, woo.
Woo, woo.
We'll holler at y'all.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming.